Then there's that.
Sounds good, Chris. Thank you. Well, on the eve of the new school year starting for Fayette County students, the district has released its guidance on implementing Senate Bill 150.
WKYT's Jeremy Toms is looking through the policies that we've gotten hold of this evening and has some reaction from parents and educators. Our top story at 11.
A new academic year starts Wednesday for Fayette County's kids. FCPS did some of its own last-minute business, releasing its guidance on Senate Bill 150.
Ultimately, the guidance was mandated by the legislation, right? So for me, the bigger issue is the legislation.
FCPS policies now state that students must go into bathrooms that coincide with their biological sex. Jessica Heiler heads the Fayette County Education Association and says their goal is to make everyone in the classroom feel comfortable.
And there may be students that are uncomfortable with a transgender student being in that situation as well.
But she feels the legislation doesn't achieve that.
Instead of really trying to look at the needs of everyone and come up with some creative solutions, instead, we're just saying, no, you can't do this.
Heiler says it also puts extra burdens on teachers, requiring written notification 2 weeks in advance for any courses involving sexuality.
Teachers already have enough to do, and when you're talking about, giving a certain amount of notice, it's not always that simple.
She believes it may even push them out of their passion altogether.
States like Florida, where they've done some similar, things that are different, but, kind of in the similar vein, you're seeing teachers leave the profession in droves.
As the school bell is set to ring for the first time, these parents hope this will not hamper anyone's educational experience.
Everybody's kids have to learn, and they should be able to do that freely without having to worry about adult issues.
In Lexington, Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
Now, FCPS policy also now states the staff should not ask students about their pronouns, but Heiler says she appreciates the fact that staff can acknowledge them if it is brought up first by the student.